Welcome back. Big week for Bitcoin. The cryptocurrency surpassed $10,000 and $11,000 in a matter of hours yesterday. But the meteoric rise fizzled at a 15% fall back to $10,000. Joining us right now is Mike Senior Editor Susie Poppick. Susie, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
So what's your take on this volatile week? I mean, you could call it volatile, but the truth is it's been up in pretty much a straight line, even with yesterday's volatility.
Been parabolic.
Yeah.
I mean, Bitcoin over, since its inception has been a straight line up, and that's exactly why Nobel laureate economists are calling it a bubble, are saying that it's worthless. Then again, there is a case that the underlying technology is truly revolutionary.
So you're talking about the blockchain, what
That's
Bitcoin
right.
uses, which is a revolutionary technology. But isn't the premise revolutionary that there is no third party? You don't need an intervening authority on transactions between two individuals, which is a lot of the reason why it was created in the first place.
That's exactly right. If you look at the original white paper, it talks about peer-to-peer transfer of value without that third party, and it solves a crucial problem, which is how to prevent double spending of that currency.
But question, I mean, is there any real definitive competitive advantage of Bitcoin over any of the other 24 cryptocurrencies that are out there at a much lower valuation?
For now, right, it seems to be a matter of market saturation. It seems to be it's a household name. It is when something is widely used and trusted, and you hear the NASDAQ is going to create the opportunity to bet on futures. That is a compelling thing. If you look at the amount of Bitcoin out there, it has this cap. It's approaching, but it's not near it yet, of 21 million. And the number of people who have Bitcoin, that number could go up by a lot.
So its competitive advantage is it was first.
Absolutely.
And it's been adopted the most.
Sure.
Is that sustainable?
That's the question. That is the key
Wouldn't
question.
that be the same with the New York Stock Exchange and everything else? I mean, NASDAQ and others have been competitors, but they haven't supplanted that.
Yeah, but New York Stock Exchange isn't on this kind of valuation rocket. I mean, it's all a matter of price. I think the people who are saying it's worthless, that's clearly not true.
It's clearly not true.
But the question is the recent run-up more a sign of momentum players playing what's already worked?
How do you value it?
That's
the question.
What's the value based on what? How do I know if it's worth $10,000 or $100,000?
Well, to that question, how do you value gold, though? I mean, how do you value any commodity? I mean, and if it's finite,
supply
then
and demand.
It has,
Right.
and there's a finite supply of Bitcoin.
But there's not a
nuance.
finite supply of cryptocurrencies.
That's exactly
That's the issue, is that Bitcoin is a household name now, but how do you, again, that is something that is ephemeral, quite frankly, that it's well known. What will prevent some other cryptocurrency from coming along and doing it better than Bitcoin?
And doing it better means, in some cases, moving faster, transactions process faster, or the currency is more or less anonymized.
It becomes more widely accepted because
Right.
Bitcoin, even though it's a speculative like totem, it's not that widely used at this point.
Yeah, there's not much you can do about it. And I think, Pete, your point about gold, every big crash in gold is associated with a new source. When, California gold rush, gold prices crashed. Alaska gold rush, gold prices crash. Every time, because you couldn't make more gold unless you found a new huge source.
But you've got support out there. NASDAQ, you mentioned this a minute ago, launching the Bitcoin futures in the first half of 2018.
Wouldn't they do the same
CME?
for any cryptocurrency,
But you can't make more Bitcoin. I mean, so I get your point about competitors, but what if Bitcoin proves itself to be able to withstand that? Then it truly is a challenge to the dollar and gold. It's a revolutionary concept.
Taking a lot of risk, and I only highlight the downside of Bitcoin when people are like, well, 10,000, it's going to go to 50, it's going to go to 100.
The other day, it's going to 40,000. One of our guests said just the other day.
People will go out, because I witnessed it and saw it firsthand during the first dot-com bubble. People will go out and buy stocks or buy investments to speculate on them just because it's at $100 a share, and my buddy says it's going to 500 with no research.
Yeah. Is this Ask Jeeves or is this Google? What
That's
is the revolutionary part of this Bitcoin, or is it blockchain? Is it the search engine?
But you would acknowledge that its true believers believe it's Google and not Ask Jeeves. They think it's
That's
a revolutionary concept to the industry of currency.
Yeah, but we don't make investments based on the magic 8-ball.
I also would point out that the idea of creating a futures market, it's not that you're saying it's necessarily going to keep going up. It's that you're saying it's going to stick around and it might go down, and you might bet that it'll go down.
That you want to
make money off of that.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Susie, we'll keep watching. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much.
Susie Poppick there. We have